Hi, my name is Delphine, and I'm really glad that you're here. Um, what are the chances, really, what are the chances that you found this video? Um, so, this is a really, yeah, for me, special video because I am making this with the intention to actually put it on YouTube, and yeah, let's see what will happen, and even if I really want to do this, or maybe it's just like a video to get warm and maybe shoot another one. I don't know, but I wanted to share something with you, um, because it is something that I think would really help me in my journey I'm on, and in general how to live life. And yes, so it's about discipline, and why discipline is a misconcept. And now I understood it. Like, believe me, I had many years of. Now that sounds weird because I'm only 19, and you would think what did I live like that I can say that, but yeah, also you can hear from my voice, from the way I'm speaking, English is not my native language. I'm actually from Germany, so hope you won't mind it, and I believe it will be enough that you will understand me. So it is about discipline and a story of mine, how how like for many years I just couldn't got my head around why I couldn't stay consistent. Like, I'm really on to self development, and um something in self development communities is like um etabliting, like having good working on good habits, and good habits need to, and for further to that, you need to they need to you need to do them constantly to yes, make a habit. Like, that's the concept of it. And so I tried many times to, don't know, it's if it's about to stuck it's when it's about to when it comes to I'm actually really nervous. Yeah. When it comes to normal routines, or everyone, or like, for me it was also the thing, going to sport and staying consistent with it, and I just it kind of never really would work, and I would beat myself up for that. I would kind of always like judge myself, and I even and I then and it would be maybe like a cycle. It would always be a cycle where I would make a few weeks, stay consistent with my habits, with my routines, but then I would go into I would fall, like maybe when there was a weekend, or like holidays, or like vacation, I would do none of it, and I would beat myself so up. It's hilarious because when you are when you're 13, 14, 15, you have, like, no one would really do this. You would have other ideas, um other things to do, or maybe, like, yeah, okay, there's absolutely a community around being to lock in and this really rigid mentality, with where I also was, and I'm so thankful that I'm not any longer. And just also just maybe a few weeks or weekends before this, I would beat myself up for not staying consistent. And but I learned. I can say that I understand. For me, of I just want to share what I learned, and maybe it's something that will help you, I hope. And yeah. So so if you think of it, discipline is about doing actually every day the same routine, like the same habit, day after day, week after week, month after month, and so on. And ultimately, the goal of discipline is actually to reach a goal, to get a result. Example with sports, you maybe want to lose weight, you maybe want to gain muscles, and so on. But what if what if it was never meant to be like that? What if every day should be a new day with completely new experiences, completely new outcomes, and activities you would do and wouldn't even imagine of doing it? And I'm definitely not the only one saying this, and I learned also from other teachers and souls, or that it is actually how we should meant to live, and that we are now turning slowly but surely turning back to how we always should have been living. And this is welcome every day with curiosity, and with like the only plan to is to follow your heart. And this sounds like now in the world or in the system we are living in really unthinkable, unimaginable. But it's if you are into if you are into energy and energy updates, then you know that the past um, the past few centuries, even, but surely also decades, there has been a really dense energy where the concept of discipline, the concept of repeating every day the same and sticking with your habits would work out. It would be okay because the energy was that dense, it couldn't allow anything else. But now that we are entering that we already entered a new timeline, and not just the timeline, it's like the most epic time to live, and I actually call it the ego breakdown revolution, aka the soul rise evolution, which we are in. And this means that it means so much. It means so much, and so much that I will kind of never really put it in words. I'm not that able, like it will never grasp the whole thing in which we are in right now. And if you are awake, if you had your spiritual awakening, you know that also with a lot of disclosure which is happening, which is really funny because here in Germany you don't really get much from it. Yeah, like you don't really see, like maybe it's just me, I don't know, but you hear nothing, like it's, it feels like normal life, but on the internet like there so much is happening, and I think I would find it really funny and crazy. And but yes, with that, it's time to it's time to change our ways, change change our ways of living, um, dissolving old thought patterns or belief systems, which the concept of discipline is. It is an old pattern which only will rigid you if, like it did for me. It did for me. And how can you live differently? And I learned without, how can you live differently without like having to give up on your goals, as to say, even though the only goal is the journey. And but I know I'm really aware of that. Many won't resonate with that, or maybe because how is it possible if the system we are in is only like kind of determined by results and outcomes. But I promise you, if you go the way, if you really start living with the journey is the goal, you will get out of it. You will, as do I. And okay, and so, but and if you're really interested in this, I thought I might give you some tips on how to start living like that. And so the so this is one thing I learned from Elunia, as she channeled the Syrians for the energy update of June, and they said it's like just close your eyes and go within yourself and ask your soul to what it now wants to do. Just ask your soul. I even call my soul Niras, and so I ask Niras, what is it that we want to do anyway? And somewhere in all those thoughts, you will get the answer, and then you start doing it eventually. And so it is a practice. It's like every day you go within yourself and ask your soul, what do we want to do? And then you'll do it, and so on. And whether it is also about even planning your routines, or like when it's about habits and such, as ask yourself what routines, how should my routines really look like, that they really help me. And in order to, you can maybe, and also like to put it, to make it freely, like to like you don't need a 10-step routine. You also really can like use the over theme, like a word for the routine, which maybe, like for example, morning routine could be the theme centering, like maybe the theme for, okay, I want to center myself. And then you have so many opportunities, or like so many different ways of centering yourself. Maybe you do, for some it is to do sport, to do yoga, or go for a walk, or maybe like doing meditation, writing, maybe like something like that, which just something that will center you, and just by that you allow yourself to live more by your heart. It's the same with the night routine. Maybe your the theme for like your night routine is winding down, and then you maybe write a list of all the things that help you to wind down, and you look at it and you think, okay, that's not what I want to do, and you do it, and it doesn't mean like if you are into if you do skincare, it doesn't mean that I'm saying leave out your skincare routine. No, because for most of you, skincare routine is something really fun, and so you will do it because it is fun. So the only thing that is consistent, that will keep you consistent, is the thing that makes you feel fun, makes you feel joyful. And it's such a simple thing. And joy doesn't act on, it's not, for joy, it was never important to reach a an outcome, but it was always the experience. It is always the experience. And so you live by that. And another thing, maybe if ego, the ego, and also like another word for ego for me is nothing. I will use also like the word nothing, and it is the same thing, and it's also what I learned from others, like when they give theoretical kind of lessons, teachings, but of course from my own experience too, and which better way it is to learn when you experience it yourself. And so maybe the ego or nothing says, yeah, like, but you have those goals. Don't you want to become better? Don't you want to be don't know, get good grades and stuff like that? And then you say nothing says, I need to make good grades, so I need to do this. But but maybe it was never what I wanted to learn. Maybe if you feel exhausted from it, maybe it was never, if it doesn't feel joyful, then you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. And believe me, there is we can live a life with purely joy, and you don't need to get a job where you have maybe more than a half of like joy, but the rest is just it doesn't have to be like that. You can 100% have to be joyful in the job you do, and if you allow it, and it will take time. It is a journey for itself, but it is definitely the best journey you can take, the best way you can live, because ultimately we were always meant to live by our hearts, and not by nothingness, not by what nothing tells us. It is nothing, it is emptiness, and we worshipped it, or we worship nothing. It's so funny. I learned it from I actually learned it recently from a YouTuber, and she also said it's like nothing. And also, like, in all my experiences when I had kind of like heavy such as self-judgment or more now to say nothing, it actually shuts down, because there is nothing as fear. It is an illusion, which some of us still hold really dearly. They hold really dearly to the illusion of fear, to the voice of nothingness. Yes, but if you are ready, you could start maybe just for 30 days doing this practice, and documenting your journey and seeing how life changes. If you how your life changes, and how maybe your nervous system feels, how maybe a more kind voice is going to be more present in yourself, then maybe also just how you will live more at ease and with joy. So that's actually what I wanted to share with you. Or a better word is also to say to multiply this what I learned, this lesson I learned. And it's still an ongoing journey, of course, but it's way better. It's way better. Like, I do more of the things I love, and just makes me joyful, and I just focus to make the journey good and joyful, and because I understand it was never the goal, but like, it's important to have a direction. Like, you can of course have a goal, but it's just like there to give you a direction, because otherwise you would have so multiple ways to go. Which one you decide is up on you. But also, that's the great thing, because maybe you had a goal and you went that way, you did take the road, but then on the road you just was like, actually, I kind of don't, it doesn't resonate with me anymore. So what can I do now? What are the options, or what is there that will make me feel more joyful? Let's ask my soul. And if you ask, the answer is already on the way. It will come to you. And the most important thing is that you are open for it. And yes, it's so I don't know, I hope it helped you. And if you if you are like, what the crap did you just talk about, then I would ask you, how did you land here, and what the crap, why are you still here, if it sounds that weird what I'm saying. And if you are someone I know, then hello. I hope that you won't give me that you won't. Please don't send me this video with a question mark or with Belfin. Is this you? Yes, it's me. And for you, I would suggest to look up Spiritual Awakening. And yes, I love you very much, and till our ways cross again, till that, I'm sending you endless joy. Bye.